Hello and welcome to my training Zoom room. My name is Pandora, and today I want to talk about working with multiple values inside your pivot table. We've seen multiple headers in the row and column labels, but I'm talking about the numbers themselves. So I'm in the file called Kangaroo Rats, and I'm in my data set, not out here, but actually in the data. So when I tell it to insert a pivot table, it picks it up for me. And I'm going to keep it on the same worksheet for now. So existing worksheet. And I'm going to put it in cell, let's say G10, golly G10. And when I say OK, there it is. You open up my field list. Again, if it's attached to the side and you want to bring it in closer, just put your mouse on top of the word pivot table fields and drag it in. If you want to snap it back to the side, double click on the title and it will snap back to the side of the window. I'm pulling mine free and you can resize it so you're comfortable. So what I want to see is the lowest temperature for each rat. So each is a good call out that you're looking for individuals. So I'm going to put rats in a row. And I'm going to put the temperature into the values. And when I put that in there, I see those are some pretty hot rats, right? Because again, it's automatically summing. And I'm looking for their lowest temperature in my study. So my sum of temperature, I'm going to come in here and change the value field settings to be the minimum. And if you want to, we could come in and format the number to match the data itself, which has a single decimal place. Okay, minimum, okay, and there it is. I'm going to compare this to their high temperature. So I'm going to bring temperature in again into the values because I can use the same value again and again and again. And here again, I see the sum. I'm going to change the value field settings to be the max or the high temperature. And again, I'm going to set my number to have one decimal so that it fills in those little zeros at the end. I think I want this to be called high temp. So this one should be low temp. So I can type in the table itself, or when I come into the value field settings and I type it here, it should fall into place. Groovy. Now that I have more than one value in my pivot table, I end up with a new category here in my columns. Do you see it? The little values? That's so that each column can have its own title. Let's try moving that around. I'm going to pick it up and put it underneath the rats. And when I do, rat 1, low, high, rat 2, low, high, rat 3, low, high. Swap them, put the rats under the values. There's my low temperature for each rat, my high temperature for each rat. Put the rats into the columns. My low temperature, my high temperature. Cool. Now, this looks a little funky, and I can turn off the headings and things. For the moment, it's okay. But as I said in previous sessions, it's better to think portrait over landscape. Since I have more rats than I have values, right? This looks a little awkward. But let's think about what if I also had the average temperature, the lowest weight, the highest weight, the average weight, the total number of times they were checked on, the very first date, the very last date. Then I would have a lot more values than I have for this. But let's swap it back for me. Put the rats in a row, values in the column. Perfect. Let's add in the average weight. So I'm bringing in weight into the values, and that should automatically give me a new column. And I'm going to change this value field settings, because those are some heavy rats, to be their average weight. If you want to include the grams, you can. In my number format, I'm going to make it a number. This one does not have any decimals, so I will leave my average without decimals. Okay, and okay. Perfect.